Good morning, Year 6, and welcome to your final English lesson this week. I know it's a Thursday, I know it's not Friday, but we're doing something a bit special tomorrow, as it being the last day of term. So this is going to be your final English lesson as you know it, and then hold fire on what's going to happen tomorrow as well. So today we're going to be trying to create our wanted poster by using our complex sentences and including our adjectives as well. Now, I know you usually do a rewind, and I know usually we do like a little bit of a warm-up. I'm going to get straight into it today because you've got quite a lot of work to do today. To make your poster look incredible. So the first thing I'm going to look at then, we're going to rewind back to, I suppose we are rewinding. Let me put a little rewind in there for you then. Rewind. There you go. So we're rewinding back now. You're looking back at this section in your book where we're looking at the graphic organizer around what Kissing Kate Barlow, well, your outlaw looks like, because we're now going to have to try and write it up into some sort of paragraph for your poster. Now, the thing you have got then around here are sentences, 3 sentences for each thing that you looked at, which, in all fairness, if we started just to write them up, would just be a list of things that she looks like. It wouldn't necessarily be a paragraph or something. So we've got to be quite careful with how we write this up today. So I've taken these 3 sentences about her face is what we were looking at, wasn't it? These 3 sentences here, way back on either Monday or Tuesday. It's Tuesday. So yeah, these are the 3 sentences I came up with. And looking back now, I'm pleased with 2 of those sentences, but I'm not pleased with one of them. And I wonder if you could work out which one I'm not pleased with. Not because of the type of sentence it is, but because of the content in that sentence, what that sentence is telling me. So I'm looking at what my outlaw, Kissing Kate Barlow, she's meant to be this beautiful woman who's very dangerous as well, okay? On one of these sentences, it doesn't quite tell me that she's very beautiful. Many of you might be thinking now at this sentence here, grotesque puckered scar, but just because she's got a scar on her face doesn't mean that she's not very beautiful. The one that cries out to me is this one: her sunken cheeks give her a skull-like appearance. Now, me, that's not a very beautiful person if you've got sunken cheeks and full-like appearance. So I'm going to cross that sentence out. You don't cross that sentence out in your book. I'm just crossing it out now from in my head, just so I don't include it. And that's fine. Going back in and sort of teasing out the good bits from your plans are the reasons why we do the plan in the first place. You're not necessarily going to take everything from your plan and put it in your writing. It's there if we need it. So I've got these 2 sentences now. So I've got this scar, but I've also then got her look of innocence and looking young. Maybe I can put in there then that she's a beautiful looking woman in there as well. So these are the 2 ideas that we've got. So I've got to try and put these ideas with the idea of her, maybe one of the sentences about her eyes. So if you look at it like this, again, like I'll go back to that idea of menu, where we're sort of picking the best bits to create our favourite dish to have in front of us. So I might pick 2 sentences from her face, 1 from her eyes, 1 from her hair, a couple about her age and shape and something, and then maybe 1 from her clothes. And I'm taking those sentences to then create this sort of paragraph. So if I look at this bit then about her face shape, in my jotter, I'm now going to have a little play around with these sentences to create a paragraph that I'm happy with. So I might start off with the idea that she's got this scar. Let me have a think. The word I'm thinking of now, if I put myself on screen, because I need to sort of use my hands, there I am, I need to use my hands to get this point across. So I'm trying to think of this word here, if I spell it out for you. I think I've spelled it right, juxtapose. Juxtapose. Have a go at saying that, juxtapose. Now, that word is screaming out to me, and I only learned this word when I was about 18, so that's about 3 years ago. So juxtapose is a word you would use if there are 2 things close to each other that are in contrast of each other. So if we think of Kissing Kate Barlow, then on one hand she's got she's she's very beautiful looking woman. And on the other hand, she's then got this grotesque sort of scar down her face, this ugly scar down her face, and they're very close to each other, her beauty and this scar. So they juxtapose each other. So the scar juxtaposes her face, because she's got a beautiful face, an ugly scar. In the same way that to explain it, I suppose if I'm wearing quite a casual jumper, okay, quite a casual jumper today. If I was to wear this top hat, then it's quite a smart looking hat, isn't it? So I've got two different types of dress. I've got a casual dress up here, and then I've got a smart dress on top. They juxtapose each other. This top hat juxtaposes my casual clothing, or my jumper juxtaposes my smart hat. Okay, they go against each other, I suppose, is a way of thinking about it. So I'm going to try and use that word juxtapose now in my writing. Okay, so let me have a think how I could do it. So I might say, how do I start? Let me get myself off the screen so I can concentrate. I might start off then by saying, I might say something about, I might use the idea of getting rid of juxtaposing it. I might use the idea of witnesses saying something. So witnesses claim, maybe, because I'm trying to think, you wouldn't, if you got close enough to see the scar on her face, you'd probably be dead. A bit like the lizards. What lizards are they? The yellow-spotted lizards. You get close enough to see the spots on them, you'll probably end up dying. Witnesses claim that she has a let's just put it as a pocket scar in the shape of a footprint, wasn't it? In the shape of a footprint on her left cheek. Then I'm now going to use my subordinating clause, which juxtaposes round beautiful, beautiful face. Okay, so I've now got two of my points there: the scar and the fact that she's got a round, beautiful face here. I did say false, not a look of false innocence, but I might. I did use a round face there, didn't I? I might try and put that into a different sentence, then it can help her look deceptively younger. So I might put that into a different sentence, because I want, my main point of this sentence is the fact that she's got two things: a scar, which is very beautiful, and a round face as well. So let's make sure that makes sense. Witnesses claim that she has a bucket scar in the shape of a footprint on her left cheek, which juxtaposes her round, beautiful face. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Okay, so I've had a bit of a play around with a couple of sentences now. Pause the video. Pick out on your plans the sentences you want to play around with. Again, I say, like, you only need like 1 or 2 per section. You won't need all 3. You'll probably think, actually, I'm not too fond of that sentence there, so get rid of it. So yeah, 2 or 3 per section, and then you'll end up with a paragraph. So you should have a paragraph inside your jotter. And then I'm going to start writing now a waggle as well with a few wow words. So when you come back and press play, we'll see whether or not you need to add something into your write ready for your poster. So have a pause, and then we'll play in a second. Okay, so I had a bit of a play around with mine here. So I've got the wow words here. I've got juxtaposes there, which is a verb. I've then used striking as well as an adjective. So something striking, like a striking feature, stands out the most. So you might say, if people have got quite bright eyes, quite bright blue eyes, they might have striking eyes. A striking feature is something that stands out. And then incapable is a verb as well. If you're incapable of doing something, it means you can't do it. Okay, so I'm incapable of doing a backflip. I can't do one. So I've started off then. The way that I've thought about this as well is I've tried to almost go top to bottom. So I've like framed her face with her hair to start off with. Then I looked at her eyes. Then I looked at the sort of shape of it, and then I went to her body shape and height and everything as well. So I started with the criminal's most striking features: her long, wavy blonde hair, which falls to her lower back. Now, I'm not going to go into a massive thing about how it shines in the sunshine and glitters and all that, because I'm not trying to write a story. I'm trying to just explain, describe what this person looks like to those passers-by who are looking at this poster. So it has to be quite short and snappy as well, remember. Her large blue eyes, along with the roundness of her face, give the woman a false sense of innocence, but she is a force to be reckoned with. So I got rid of that deceptively young thing going off. What I mean here then is that she looked very innocent. I might use the word naive. In fact, I used naive, didn't I, in the Be Aware one, so I won't use it again here. So no, I'm going to stay with this bit. What did I say? A false sense of innocence, which is a force to be reckoned with. Means if somebody's a force, it means that they're quite hard, and somebody to be reckoned with means that you don't really want to mess with them. So just somebody I don't want to mess with. Witnesses state that she is a large puckered scar in the shape of a footprint on her left cheek, which juxtaposes her beauty. And then a new sort of bit, because I've stopped talking about her face now, it's more about her body and everything. So I've just gone to a new line. I thought she stands at, and that this bit here, 5 feet and then 7 inches. So foot is 1 dash, and then inches are 2 dashes. So 1 foot is a 30 centimeter long ruler. So she stands at 5 of them and 7 inches. So to put that into some sort of perspective, I'm 5'10". Miss O'Riordan claims she's 5'10" as well, but I think she's about 6 foot really. And then I think of Mrs. Garton, I think she's about 2'3", something like that. So she stands at 5'7" and has a slim frame, so a slim sort of shape to her body, adding to the idea that she is incapable of the crime she has committed. So what I'm trying to say there is that because she's almost like quite a dainty looking person, surely she can't be the person who's doing all these crimes and killing these people. And that's it. That's all I'm going to go for. I don't need to go into loads more detail. Like I said, it needs to be short and snappy. So if I show you what this looks like inside your book now, you've got an idea inside your jotters. If I start that camera off, and then I'll just stop there. So I've just done this. I've got today's date. Move my laptop out of the way so you can see it better. There we go. So I've got today's date. English is the subheading, and I've just used 3 lines there to put wanted in bubble writing, and then I've done 2 lines here for the reward as well. I just picked a number out of the air. It doesn't really matter what the reward is. This bit I've done here, right at the side of my page, I've done 7 lines down and 7 centimeters across, a bit like that, which was 5 and 5, but I've made it just a tad bigger this time, 7 and 7. Because it needs to stand out a bit more. So that's going to be the picture of your outlaw in there. I've then put description. So that's now going to be what we've just written up inside our jotters. You're going to put there. And then I put crimes. So that's what we did yesterday with that plan. So this bit here, you can't really see it now because I've put the wanted in. But these sentences, not the notes, but the sentences then, I can now put inside my crimes that I've got here. And then I was going to put personality, but it's not a very wanted poster, normality really, just put personality. But like as a person, it doesn't. So I thought be aware, because I'm still talking about how they act as such. Be aware what this person is like. So I've done that bit then there. That was the bit that I would have done under here yesterday. I'm then going to put that here, there. And then that should be my wanted poster here. Now, if you wanted to do if you want to make it look absolutely awesome with your parents, you could then tea stain this page, but you've got to be very, very careful because we've got to still be careful with what it looks like in our book. So I don't want it to be splodging all over the book and everything. Okay, so it's tea stain it, make a cup of tea with no milk. You get the tea bag and you just then wash it over the page. Now you don't want loads and loads and loads of water on it, but you don't want to squeeze the tea bag too much because otherwise you won't have any water in it. You just need to give it a quick squeeze and then you can wash it over then and make it look like an actual wanted poster once you then tea stained it. Okay, and you can send that off to me onto Class Dojo. I'm really looking forward to seeing what these look like because I think the amount of effort that you're putting into, especially with the the complex sentences, you're going to do an incredible job. Really looking forward to it, and I shall see you tomorrow with a bonus Friday lesson. See you later, Year 6.